We cannot abide in Christ if Christ does not abide in us. We can't. You can't abide in Christ if Christ don't abide in you. Y'all, it's only through Christ that good fruit can be produced. Being hearers only and not being doers, we do nothing but deceive ourselves. As to call sweet bitter and to call bitter sweet, only to support our own narrative. We need the Spirit of God. It makes the difference. John 2:6 says this: whoever says he abides in him ought to walk in the same way in which he walked. Whoever says he abide in him ought to walk in the same way that he walked. Jesus didn't do no whole lot of talking. Jesus wasn't interested in telling you who he was. Jesus showed you who he was. He walked it better than he talked it. How many of us do that? I don't have to tell you. I don't have to walk around with no shirt that say Jesus, or I don't have to walk around with a big old tattoo that say Jesus. There ain't nothing wrong with it, because I got a lot of church attire. Nothing is wrong with it, but that's not the definitive matter. Because did y'all see that video of that man that had the daggone? Oh, it made me cry. I ain't gonna lie. I've been crying about a lot of stuff lately. It's just the world. It's bad. We need Christ. We need love in this world, But anyways, the man that had that shirt, that doggone sweater on, the back of the sweater said Jesus saves, and he in the store dancing because people not getting their food stamp. Like, my God, that's why it's so important to be in the Spirit of Christ, because when you in the Spirit of Christ and you do the things which are acceptable in the sight of Christ, you don't do things like that. That wasn't the character of God. So that lets you know that a shirt can't define somebody, a tattoo can't define somebody, a wristband can't define somebody. It's the Spirit that is the definitive factor. He had shirt on, but he didn't have a spirit. He had the shirt on, but he didn't have the Spirit.